Hello there and welcome once again down here to the practice ground at Howley Hall Golf Club, where today I've got a brand new driver from Callaway Golf to take a look at. This is the Big Bertha B-21. Hi there, Ryan Rastall here for Golfshake.com, and as I said, you join me down here on the practice ground at my home club, Howley Hall Golf Club here in Leeds. We've got a new driver from Callaway to take a look at, the Big Bertha B-21, but before we get into all that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button to see loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So, brand new driver from Callaway. This will be quite different to some that they've released earlier on this year with the Maverick range, in that it's very much aimed at your slightly higher handicapper really, and certainly someone who really struggles to maybe flight the ball properly and is looking for a certain kind of flight and shape to their ball flight, which maybe they can't get with some of the more conventional drivers out there. Not to say this is unconventional. I mean, when you get it in the playing position and sit it behind the ball, it's got a slightly more elongated triangular kind of shape to the head, but certainly looks good, I think, behind the ball. But what Callaway have actually done is design a driver here that's going to work with your swing tendencies, and particularly that kind of player who swings a bit over the top, hits down on a driver a little bit. This driver is going to really help you to get slightly better flight out of most of your shots without you having really to make any compensations in swing or aiming further left of target if you've got a slice. This club is really trying to help you as much as possible. So the way Callaway have done that is actually make the weight in the head low and forward, which is quite different to what they've done in the past. Normally drivers aimed at this handicap bracket are the opposite, so we have weight that's quite far back in the head, helping to launch the ball and get it up in the air a bit more, and make it higher MOI. But what this is actually doing is, by moving weight forward, helping that player who hits down on the ball and hits across it a little bit to actually get some better spin characteristics. We certainly see from players, and the ones I teach and fit, that the majority of golfers out there hit a slice. We all know that, and generally those players hit down on the ball quite a bit and obviously across the target line. So in the Big Bertha B-21 range, you'll see that this kind of player has really been thought about, and it's definitely at the forefront of the design when Callaway were looking at this new range. Now, we still see some of the technologies we've seen in some drivers before. So we've got jailbreak in there, so helping stop that deformation of the head on the strike and really make sure the energy transfer is as high as we can possibly get it. We've got a brand new flash face, so those of you that know a lot about Callaway know that the AI story that they've used over the past few iterations of driver and also fairway woods as well, is that they've used AI a lot in designing these faces. So this flash face SS21 is the newest version of that, and certainly been designed especially for the B21 series of drivers. So every single loft in the driver, so it's available 9, 10.5 and 12.5, has a different flash face in it to suit that loft and that type of player who is using that type of golf club. So it's really designed from the ground up, this golf club. It's not just something that's been made for a game improver, easier to hit, and they've stuck a Big Bertha badge on it. It's absolutely not that at all. It's a club that is designed to help you improve without you having to make compensation. So maybe if you're just getting into the game again, or you're a higher handicap player who just wants some help, then this driver could be the one for you. Now, it has got a very, very big club face there, yeah? So when you're actually stood over the ball with this, it fills you with confidence straight away. And as we know, everything from Callaway is very, very good in terms of its metal woods, and certainly when we've put them through their paces in previous tests with Maverick and Epic Flash, we're certainly seeing a definite performance kind of increase through the different models and the different families that they've brought out. So I'd expect this to be no different. So many of you who've used Callaway drivers throughout the years may have had one with an RC8 shaft in it. Okay, these are shafts that Callaway made themselves back in the day, you know, in the 90s. Particularly, I remember I had a Callaway driver, I think it was Big Bertha at the time, with an RC8 shaft in it. And I'm pleased to say Callaway have bought this back, so they are manufacturing these specially for Big Bertha B21. And I would say the only negative is when I had one, it was a firm flex. Now, I don't think firm flex is available in these, although I definitely think it should be. Those of you who remember having a firm flex Callaway driver back in the day, and I think it evokes that kind of nostalgia when you see it. This is a stiff that I've got here. Very, very lightweight, quite an active and soft tip in the driver. So again, that player who tends to deliver the driver with quite a steep angle of attack may need that extra help to sort of increase dynamic loft through the strike, and certainly this shaft has been designed to try and help you do that as well. So everything about a player's technique, and they've looked at lots of higher handicappers, so 17 and above. They've kind of got them hitting lots of shots, gathered lots of data, and designed this golf club around that as well. And the whole thing about it was that they don't want those players to have to change technique in order to use this driver. You see a lot of guys and ladies, when I teach them, they're almost aiming miles left to try and get their slice back into the fairway, and you know, the balls are actually coming across the fairway rather than down it, so the chances of hitting fairways are much less. Now, what Callaway is saying with this is that you don't have to make those compensations in your setup and swing. You can aim down the middle of the fairway and just hit it, and the way that the driver's been designed is helping you to hit the ball as straight as possible. So I've tested it both with the RC8 shaft in, but I also have a Maverick driver myself, and I've tried it with the shaft that I use in Maverick and had a bit of a hit with it there as well. Obviously it's not a driver that's really aimed at me. I'm someone who hits up on the ball a lot and hits quite a big draw. So I wasn't expecting fantastic results out of this, but let me tell you, it feels great. It looks awesome behind the ball, and the ball speed I was getting was absolutely brilliant as well, and certainly very close to what I would expect with my Maverick Sub-Zero that I use at the moment. But like I say, that it looks super premium, triaxial carbon crown that it's got on there. The paint job on there is great. We've got the same dual cog system on the hosel of the golf club to really help you dial it in. I just think that the colours look super premium, the flash face graphics look great as well. And what else would you expect from Callaway? How cool is this? I mean, this is, if Captain America had a head cover, this is it, isn't it? I mean, it's you know, the whole red, white and blue, and we've got a bit of silver in there as well. I think that really looks great, and certainly sat in the bag, it's going to make Big Bertha B21 stand out as well. So we're out here on the course at Howley Hall, and I wanted to put the B21 driver through its paces out here as well, and particularly thought I would try and hit a few of those kind of cuttier swings that this driver's really trying to help straighten up. So yeah, here goes, let's see how it works. Pretty good. I mean, the flight was super high, but just didn't move in the air at all. I've tried the normal way I would play a cut shot, so to aim ever so slightly left, hit across it and move it a bit, and it's just stayed exactly where I've started it. So yeah. So after hitting what I was trying to hit was two big cuts off the tee here, just while I wait for the greenkeepers to finish cutting the fairway, just thought I'd show you where they finished. So I've got some bunkers down the left of this hole, which you can just see behind me, right? So there you kind of line off the tee if you're trying to fade it and cut it. That's exactly where I've aimed, that's exactly where I've started the ball. Normally, like I say, I would normally move it a little bit left to right in the air. Let's have a look where these balls are finished. So they're literally right next to each other, within what, 2 paces, and carried, you know, through the air probably about 285-ish really, which, that's pretty much, you know, on a decent hit. That's kind of where I would normally carry as an average. Really, it's up there. You know, with my current driver, obviously the flight was ridiculously high on these, so I've maybe lost a little bit of distance just purely because of the height. But like I say, I mean, it does exactly what it says it's going to, you know. So easy to launch and very difficult to move in the air. Like I say, with my driver, maybe I'd have got a bit more run with it, but I'd certainly be happy with these. I mean, they've landed, you know, very close to each other, not really ran anywhere, but, you know, I've got a pretty simple shot into the green now on a par 5. So there we have it. That's the Big Bertha B21 driver from Callaway. I hope you've really enjoyed the video. I've loved testing this. I absolutely love my current driver at the moment. I was really excited about having a hit with the new Big Bertha range and just putting it through its paces and seeing how it performed. I've obviously taken it out on the golf course, as you've seen, used it over the past couple of weeks and hit quite a lot of shots with it, to be honest. And I really think if you're that player who, you know, there's a lot of players now getting back into golf since the sort of easing of lockdown and after pandemic, when the golf courses have opened back up again. And I think if you're falling back in love with the game but still want a little bit more help, this could be the driver for you. But as I always say, go out and get custom fitted properly by someone who knows what they're doing and knows what they're talking about. If you've got any more questions about custom fitting or about Big Bertha B21, please put them in the comments section below. I'll be more than happy to answer them, and I'll see you all very, very soon.